On today's show, we prepare for the arrival of King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima. Plus, find out in our lifestyle segment today how you can get rid of trans fat completely from your diet. And we have a recap from our live interview with the champion of Aruba's 2013 beach tennis tournament. 15 on 15 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. His Royal Majesty King Willem-Alexander and Her Royal Majesty Queen Maxima are currently on the island. Public events organized for the royal visit will take place on Wednesday and Thursday. Here is a breakdown. Aruba's plans that they had for the last royal visit went according to plan. For the upcoming 2 days, organizers are hoping for the same. The official welcoming ceremony will once again take place in front of L.G. Smith Boulevard, in front of the Parliament and Government Building at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. The royal couple will be greeted by the Honor Guard of the Royal Dutch Marines, as well as Governor Rufunjol and Prime Minister Amen. The public is encouraged to attend. Drivers, keep in mind L.G. Smith Boulevard will be closed off on Wednesday morning. Following the official meeting of local and visiting dignitaries, the royal couple will then meet with members of Parliament and the Cabinet of Ministers. An afternoon program entitled Show the King will showcase the artistic and intellectual side of Aruba's youth. An expo and debate involving the younger generation will take place. To close off the first day of the royal visit, a grand evening has been organized at Bushiri Bana starting at 7 p.m. The concert will feature folkloric, carnival, and popular music, along with plenty of dancing, of course. An impressive lineup comprised of local as well as international artists will take place. Bushiri Bana is prepared to accommodate up to 7,000 spectators. Entrance is free. For more information, go to www.bishitarayal2013.aw. In other local news, there is an update on statistics of people abusing drugs on the island. Take a look. FADA, a foundation that brings awareness to the dangers of drugs, explains some of the most common ones being used on the island.
The most common drugs right now are marijuana and cocaine and base crack. And also we hear a lot of party drugs like Molly, which is an extract from the ecstasy.
Users of any kind of drugs cannot be set apart from sober individuals.
We cannot give specific information what kind of age. It's not only the young ones, but also we have adults one using it, especially in house parties. You don't immediately know when you see someone, okay, he's on that kind of drugs, because when we go to party, everybody's dancing. But one of the people using these kind of drugs are more energetic than the ones not using it.
FADA wants to remind the public there is no such thing as a harmless drug.
For example, marijuana, a lot of young people in Aruba is saying that it's harmless. It's true, you don't see that it's wrong for your body, anywhere from your body or your organs, but it's not good for your brains, because young people, their brains are developing until you're 24 years old, and still it's not completely developed. And if you're using this substance before you turn this age, not that I'm telling you to go use it after 24, but then you're stopping your brain from develop the right way. And that has consequences with your reaction time and memory loss, especially short-term memory.
Herbert Diaz, who conducted a drug study with the University of Aruba, says when an individual abuses drugs, it affects the ones around them.
Interesting is to say perhaps that of these 2,226 persons, 72.5% has another relative that has the problem also. So it means that this problem at certain moment is not only an individual problem, but it becomes a family problem.
On the next edition of the show, we will have further statistics on drugs. And when we come back, we'll talk about how to get rid of trans fat completely from your diet. Also, why are women not completely satisfied from one-night stands? And there is a strange medical link for those who take the birth control pill. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. Trans fat is said to clog up our hearts and known to be a danger to our health. But food makers around the world are working on trans fat to be obsolete, particularly hydrogenated vegetable oil, which make up trans fat and has been touted years ago as an alternative to cut out cholesterol and natural fats from our everyday foods. The American government is working on cutting trans fat completely out of people's diets. There are certain things cooks can use to ensure a creamy and tasty dish still without using any trans fat ingredients. Chefs can use oils taken from canola, corn, and soybeans. Other options that are not as healthy but still work are products high in saturated fat, such as palm and cottonseed oil, or there is natural lard and butter some use to add flavor to food. But experts do suggest using those alternatives in moderation. Many food manufacturers have already taken trans fat out of their products. The best way to stay away from trans fat is to read food labels carefully and make sure the product is rid of the ingredient. And now moving forward, switching gears to a completely different note. Is it possible that women are having more sex but fewer happy endings? Hear me out. If you are wondering why you didn't get off with that beautiful man from the bar that you just met, well, according to the New York Times, there is an explanation. Most women aren't having orgasms from casual sex, and they are understandably getting frustrated. One study from earlier this year found that women are twice as likely to climax from intercourse or oral sex when they're in serious relationships than when they are with casual flings. The New York Times article is filled with accounts from frustrated women to back up this research, while some have just accepted the fact that they're probably going to orgasm less often outside of relationships. Some women in the article say they have accepted the fact single men are less determined to please them during a hookup. And now from orgasm to the pill. The pill comes with some great perks, such as clearer skin, less excruciating PMS, and obviously a baby-free belly. But like all medications, it can also come with risks too. But a new report shows a weird association that we have never heard of. Check this out. Birth control can increase your risk of glaucoma. Women who take oral contraceptives for more than 3 years have an increased risk of developing the eye disease. Researchers found women who reported having ever used oral contraceptives for 3 or more years were twice as likely to also self-report that they had been diagnosed with the eye disease. Experts are not sure what to make of this association. Estrogen, though, could be the tie to the link. For now, let's take a very quick break. Here's what's coming up next. On the last edition of the show, we showed you recap interviews from ATV's live coverage on Sunday night at Eagle Beach for the International Beach Tennis Tournament. We shined a spotlight on the ladies who won the championship finals, and we spoke to the Aruba winners of doubles men advanced. For now, here is my interview with the underdogs who beat the #1 pro men team in the world. Watch this. It was an exciting all-Italian semifinals. Matteo Marighella and Nicolo Strano beat Cappelletti and Carli in 3 sets to make it to the finals. Marighella and Strano started out weak, losing the first set 6-2. Marighella explains the mental game and thought process prior to the big game.
We lost the first set because Carli and Cappelletti play unbelievable, serve very fast. We have a little bit difficult for our service. In the second set we did a big game in the first game. We break Cappelletti and we start a new match. We awesome match, I think. It's the first tournament for me and Strano because it's a new couple. I'm very happy now. It's a war. Now we have another war, and we want to play the best for win the tournament.
After winning semifinals, Marighella and Strano played against the #1 team of the world, Calbucci and Garavini. The semifinalist reveals a bit of their strategies for this final game.
The strategy is play the best beach tennis for me and Strano because it's Calbucci, Garavini are the #1 in the world, and we would like to be me and Strano, and we want to beat the number one.
Beach tennis was born in Italy, but now most parts of the world know about the sport, and there are players from around the globe. Marigella fears in a few years' time, other players from around the world will give the top-ranked Italian players a run for their money.
Now we lost the World Championship, the Team World Championship against Brazil. Brazil is a new beach tennis in the world, but a lot of situations in the world are growing. We played in Japan, we played in France, we played in Reunion Island, in Mauritius. All the world now play beach tennis, and I think in 5 years for us, for Italian guys, will be more difficult.
Beach tennis tournaments are held all over the world. The players are unanimous on the fact that Aruba is one of the best and has a setting like no other.
The only tournament where we play in the disco, like a disco, and a lot of people come here only for see the tournament, for vacation, because it's a paradise, and the tournament is unbelievable.
That is our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back here with a brand new edition on Wednesday night starting at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV. We'll see you then.